What's good, people? RXL, big time fragrance influencer, back with another video. How do you know I'm a big time influencer? Because I have a Louis Vuitton fragrance. Duh. I am here to bring you the truth about Louis Vuitton fragrances. Why would I need to bring you the truth about this brand of fragrances? Well, because there's a lot of half-truths, misconceptions, downright cope, and a lot of hype that surrounds this line, this brand of fragrances. I'm going to try to cover, all sides of what's being said about this fragrance, but I want you guys to keep something in mind. These fragrances are considered expensive. I do own about 9 of these fragrances. I'm neither on the side of having to cope because they're too expensive for me, nor am I a teenager on TikTok trying to build a channel. So I have really kind of no dog in this fight. I'm just here to tell you the truth from the outside looking in about this brand. The first thing I got to tell you about this brand is this is a luxury brand that people use to flex and pretend that they are rich. You're not going to see Bill Gates or Warren Buffett flaunting Louis Vuitton fashion. You will see more people from the ghetto maxing out their credit cards wearing either Louis Vuitton or bootleg Louis Vuitton. If I had to guess, it would be sort of a 50-50 split of poor people that want to appear rich and flaunting Louis Vuitton and all their logos on them like a billboard, and young people who have recently gotten into some money and don't yet quite know what to do with it. As for the people that bash this brand, you'll hear them on YouTube all the time. Oh, it's so overpriced. Oh, you're just buying the name. There is a little bit of truth to that. There's also a lot of cope to that, meaning I can't afford it. I don't want to admit that I can't afford it, so let me find every flaw, real or fake, that I can think of and give that to you as the reason why I don't buy it. Stupid Rolexes and Victas are way better. Let's start with you're buying the name. A lot of the cost is the name. Well, there's some truth to that because, yes, you are buying the name. And that is because the name has a reputation. You know, and you can expect a certain amount or level of quality from a Louis Vuitton fragrance. Louis Vuitton does not intend for poor people that are pretending to be rich to be wearing their clothing and buying their product. They don't want that. What they want and who they try to cater to is the other part of their consumer base that has a ton of disposable income. When you have a lot of disposable income, your time is really valuable, thus it's worth a lot of money. So you're willing to spend a little bit more to not have to do a ton of research, to not, shop around and go to 8 different stores. Generally, those people want to walk into a Louis Vuitton, not smell some kind of stinky fecal oud, although there are a couple of offerings Louis Vuitton has like that. But they basically want something high quality, something clean, fresh, easy to wear. And they get that, and they don't have to spend a lot of time dilly-dallying around, trying out a lot of, let's call it what it is, a lot of crap. And so while these fragrances are, so niche and so daring, they do meet a standard of quality that you're not going to find at a rack store. You're probably not even going to find it at a Macy's. So yes, you're buying the name because that name means something. Just like the name Lattafa means something. Just like you know what you're getting with the Lattafa, which is trash, you kind of know what you're getting with Louis Vuitton. There's no surprises there. Is it overpriced? Well, things are worth what you're willing to pay for them. They obviously have a lot of people willing to pay these prices. So them being overpriced, that's really a matter of you and your income. So my personal opinion, again, as someone who doesn't have a dogging this fight, as they say. They're good quality fragrances. They have excellent customer service. They have a lot of scents that suit the climate that I live in pretty well. They are expensive, but these aren't $1,200 Boudicca the Victoriouses. I know they have some fragrances that go in the $600 and above range. I generally stick to the $400 range that Louis Vuitton offers. So to me, they're not super expensive, but I get some people feel that they are expensive because I do know math. I do know that they are expensive. And isn't that generally what happens in cases like this, where you have two sides and the truth generally sits somewhere in the middle? And so other than a couple of fragrances like this Nouveau Monde and some of the women's offerings, I don't think they're quite worth the hype, and they're also not quite worth the hate. I would say the biggest flaw in this brand and line of fragrances is the fact that they're pretty much sold exclusively through Louis Vuitton and at their stores, which means no discounters, which isn't the main problem, but the main problem is how expensive it is for you guys to get your hands on decants. It's the samples of these that are ultimately the most expensive. The way I've kind of circumvented that is when you buy a bottle, they give you a couple of samples that you're allowed to select. So I bought a bottle that I knew was pretty blind buy safe, like Afternoon Swim, got 2 different samples, liked one of them, bought a bottle of that, got 2 new samples of something different, and on, and I was both able to try a lot of the line and not blind buy anything other than that original bottle, which is going to be somewhat difficult if you don't like those 2 samples they give you. But there are always clones and inspirations that you can use to kind of dip your toe in the water. So that is the truth about Louis Vuitton fragrances. Go try them out however you can, whether that be through sampling or clones. That's all I gotta say about that. Thank you guys for watching.